Guys to remember, because we all think that the narcissist never has any regret. We think that the narcissist doesn't suffer. When we leave and they kick us out, we think that they just go on with their life. But the truth of the matter is that narcissists suffer significantly. They suffer even worse than we do once we leave. And I'll tell you why this is. And they'll never let you know it. It's because they're going to spend the rest of their life looking for you again in every next supply that they have. And every next supply that they have, one after another, they're going to find less and less and less of you. And they will be haunted for the rest of their life, what they gave up on, what they passed on. They will never probably even be able to admit this to themselves, but subconsciously they are going to try to look for you because you were the gem. You were the winner. You were the chosen one. You were the one that could have set them free from a lifetime of misery. But they could not get over themselves. They had to manipulate you. They had to cheat on you. They had to lie on you. But to think that they just go on and they are completely fine afterwards is the biggest misconception that most of us victims have from narcissism, because they hate themselves for giving you up. And at first, yes, like narcissists need supply. They need that dopamine rush. Like they have to have that because they can't produce that for themselves. Because the reason that the narcissist picked you is because they want to be you. They want it to be you. The things that you are and that you represent and how you show up and who you are, like they want that for themselves. And that's why they mimic us and mirror us and try to siphon that out of us until they realize that they'll never be able to do that, which is why they then discard us or reverse discard us. But then they are going to find out after that dopamine hits, after they're done getting their little pleasure from effing around a little bit, and they're actually stuck next to that person on the couch, in the car, wherever it is, they're going to look at them and they're going to start to hate you even more because they're going to find less and less and less of the chosen one that they had, that you are, and that will burn them and kill them and make them angry forever. So don't you for 1 second think that there's not going to be retribution for that narcissist to pay. I'm telling you, kings and queens, you are the prize. You were the chosen one. That's why they chose you. But God re-chose you. He got you out of there and pulled you back to him because you are a chosen one. You were meant to break this cycle. You were meant to experience that and then to rise above and to be able to show other people what it looks like to be able to choose yourself, to choose God, to pull yourself out of that situation. Don't focus on getting revenge on the narcissist. If you simply focus on giving your life to God, giving your life to Jesus, and become the absolute greatest version of yourself, physically, mentally, emotionally, financially, and spiritually, you are going to become the person that God intended you to be, the king or the queen that God intended you to be. And they're going to be left in misery forever. I was just listening to this country song. You're going to be drunk, washed up in Austin. I'm like, girl, you're going to be high, washed up in Kalispell for the rest of your life. Meanwhile, I'm going to be doing what God has ordained me to do. So don't get down, you guys. Because even though she shares those stupid stories on Instagram about, oh, how I chose to move on and I picked myself and all of these things, like that's a bunch of bull. No narcissist goes away and then doesn't pay for it. They will pay for it for the rest of their life, and especially an aging narcissist because they're on the verge of the narcissistic collapse. My ex is 45. She's washed up, burnt out, right? She's only going to be able to get gross, fat, older guys who are going to manipulate her and use her and talk to her so she can have money, or she's going to have to go to some young kids at the gym who are only using her for her body, which is all busted up anyways. There's never, ever, 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 ever going to be another connection for her again in her life. And the same is true for your narcissistic ex. So again, don't focus on revenge. God says wrath will be his.